President Ranil Wickremesinghe, making a special statement to Parliament on Tuesday, said that the Independence Day celebration expenditure is an investment for the future.
We are working to get our economy on the right track. Now we have to get India and China to consent to this debt restructuring. We are continuing discussions in that regard, and I am pleased to announce to this House that the discussions are currently successful. Paying salaries is one of our main functions. Though we fail to pay it on one day, we will ensure that it is paid within a few days. Second is the payment of pensions. We should also provide the Samruddhi. Similarly, 2 more new programs will be implemented, and we have to provide money for that too. We have been accused of not providing money for medicines. We intend to allocate 30 to 40 billion rupees this year for medicines. Last year, there was a shortage of food in our country. We expected that there would be a shortage of food this year as well. Now we have a surplus of crops. It has been 75 years since we gained independence, and we are taking measures to create several institutions by the time we reach our 100th year independence celebration. We are working to establish an institution to study and do research about the history of our country. We are establishing an economic and trade institution. We are setting up an institution for women and gender. Measures will also be taken to establish a university on government and state policies. We too have plans to establish a university on climate change. We hope to establish a sports university as well. These may cost more than 10 billion rupees. We do not spend money at once on these projects. In addition to those programs, allocations should be made for establishing 75 urban forests this year and the National Youth Platform Project programs. We will also take measures to implement a 1996 housing project for low-income earners in the Colombo district and the Gampar district. Despite the existing economic crisis in the country, we are working hard to provide relief to the people. Let's work together to provide relief to the people.
People are being burdened with taxes, and those who created this economic crisis are writing books. It is not fair for them to be writing books and for the people to be taxed. There are discussions about an electricity tariff hike. Is the government going to sign a free trade agreement with China? What are the contents of the free trade agreement? The industries are in fear. So when the president says that the talks with China are successful, what is the status of the free trade agreement with China?
Media reports state that the IMF will deliver funds to Bangladesh by the end of the month. He said that links with India and China are successful and agreements can be signed soon. We are pleased about it. However, he also said that it is not possible to pay the salaries and that payments will be made in stages. How will that take place? The president also said that there is no money for medicine. We are paying for medicines. However, there are concerns over food security as well. He said there's a surplus in crops and the fertilizer issue was solved. When speaking of paddy, the government is going to spend 10 billion rupees to purchase paddy. Then it is said that 10 kilograms will be given for 2 months per family. It appears that the election will be held for sure. I know Ranil Wickremesinghe. An election will take place, and they have started to distribute rice, and many more distributions will come. Let's allow the people to vote and decide.